fantastic. All right, well, I guess we'll start with Barbara Olsner's 2-minute opening statement, and then we'll let each of the candidates give his 2-minute opening statement, and then we will, after the opening statements, I will start the first question with Barbara, and then we'll go through and rotate through like that. So Barbara Olsner, candidate for United States House of Representatives.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and privilege to be here. I am, like you, deeply concerned about what is going on in this country. My platform is very simple. I think we have 2 critical issues in this country we need to face, we need to focus on and address, and that's the economy and our national security. We don't really have the luxury of dealing with a lot of other issues unless we get these issues taken care of. But I'm fundamentally concerned as well about some other issues in this country. For 26 years, I have been an attorney practicing law in the courtrooms. I have, as a part of my daily practice, studied the law, the Constitution, and the statutes in this country. I have used those statutes and laws as I have fought for the rights of citizens in this country. And I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that as a lawyer, I am fundamentally concerned about what I see as the direction of our country. There is an agenda that is moving in this country, and I must tell you, it is at a really rapid rate. And that agenda is to absolutely undermine the personal liberties and freedoms under our Constitution. Make no mistake about this, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the absolute fight of our lives. We need someone in Washington who understands not only these complex domestic issues that we have, but our foreign issues, which are complex as well. But we need an advocate, not a politician. I've never been in politics, I don't want a political career, and I'm not willing to go to Washington as your politician. I am willing to go as an advocate who will fight not only for the citizens of this district, but will fight for the citizens of this country. Thank you for your time and attention.
Candidate Dave Scholl.
Good evening. We are joined tonight by a common thread, a thread that weaves us all together in the fabric of this great nation. That thread is the love of country. We see our president, a complicit Congress, for what they are. Their socialist agenda threatens our livelihood, the future of our children, and that of our grandchildren. Like 94% of Americans, we realize our government has become uncontrolled. It is a beast that threatens to not only devour our free market economy, if left unchecked, it will destroy this great nation, and we will in fact have a great tragedy of our own making. President Obama is not just stealing the money from the pockets of our children, he is impoverishing them. For the last 20 years, average government expenditures per family have been $20,000. President Obama wants to increase that to $37,000. By 2020, in his own estimates, the United States will have a debt of $20 trillion. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be a debt of $74,000 per household in America. If this president isn't stopped, our current economic woes will pale in comparison to the future that lies ahead. Obama wants to destroy our free enterprise, socialize our medical care, replace individualism with collectivism, replace self-determination with community governance. He wants to reduce our self-reliance and curb our ambition. But worst of all, he wants to change us. He will break the covenant of what it means to be an American, that if we work hard, get an education, seize opportunity, and practice thrift, we will get ahead in life. Ladies and gentlemen, in November, the madness comes to a stop. We will reaffirm our belief in the rights of man. We are endowed by our Creator, not by our government. We believe in self-actualization, free enterprise, free markets, and free trade. With a firm belief in God, a reliance in the spirit of America, I will be your champion in Congress. Together, we will restore limited government and unlimited prosperity.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
All right, congressional candidate Eddie Hendry.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Bay County Executive Committee, for putting this on. It does my heart great candor to see all these people take care of this much about our country. I want to do two things for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself because you need to know your representative, and I'm going to tell you why I'm running. My family has lived and worked in North Florida for 6 generations, mostly in Leon and Taylor counties. I'm 50 years old. I've been married to my best friend and wife, Angela, for 22 years. We have 2 children, Courtney 19 and Grant 16. I also am a graduate of Godby High School in Tallahassee. I'm a graduate of the Citadel Military College of South Carolina in 1981, and I was a commissioned officer once I graduated. I got a BA in political science. I served 5.5 years as a commissioned officer and got out as a captain, and I was a company commander. The last 15 years, I've been a specialty pharmaceutical rep for Santa Fe Adventist. I'm also a member of Fellowship Presbyterian Church, where I serve as an elder. I'm here for the same reasons that you're here. I'm worried about the direction of the country. We are mortgaging our children's future away. If you don't take away anything else from what I say tonight, know this election is about your children and your children's children. We have a lack of leadership in Washington, and it starts with our current congressman. I believe that my ability to lead that was proven in the military will carry me forward to be an excellent representative for you. Being responsible for people 365 days a year, being in charge of $1 million budgets, and being in charge of $1 million inventories. Ladies and gentlemen, I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States as a military officer, and I will take that same oath as your next congressman from District 2. Thank you.
All right, 2-minute opening statement from congressional candidate Ron McNeil.
I appreciate everybody being here. I'm Ron McNeil, ran for Congress back in 1982. I was voted by the National Republican Party, the LEAC board of them, as #1 candidate in the entire nation for that was an incumbent, non-incumbent. I was born here in Panama City. A lot of my family is here. A lot of you probably saw billboards of my Uncle Al Cobb sold everybody in the county in pickup trucks sometime over Thomas Allen. I've been in business for years and years and years. I've got 5 kids. I've raised kids from 5 different decades. My oldest son was born in the 60s, a girl in the 70s, a girl in the 80s, a boy in the 90s, and I got an 8-year-old born in 2001. So I know a lot about McDonald's, Golden Arches, and schools. But I have a vast experience. My brother is pretty famous. He was the guy that invented the round trampoline for the outdoors. We were in sporting goods manufacturing for years and years. In '84, I got into environmental. I've got 12 U.S. patents in my home. I got, for the last 5, I have 97 U.S. patent claims granted for environmental systems to help rehabilitate the environmental systems of the country for infrastructure like sewer and stormwater. So I don't need a career in Washington. I'm 65 years old, and I've had a lot of careers. I've made money, and I've lost money, and I've worked hard. And, I've paid enough legal fees to float a battleship, and 5 different companies throughout the United States fight me for more than 2 years at a time trying to steal my patents. We won every case. So, and I've had a 10-year war with IRS. So I know a whole lot about legal. I spent more than $1 million on legal myself. But the fact is, we have a country that's being stolen right now. This is about power and votes. If you think it's about anything else, it's not. It's strictly about power and votes. Healthcare, everything you do is about trying to get enough people to be able to vote that progressive agenda.
All right, congressional candidate Steve Sutherland.
Thank you, Doc. My family has been in Florida since before Florida was a state. This is the only place I have ever called home. As a matter of fact, the very first movie that I ever saw, my father brought me into this auditorium. Just a few blocks from here, about 4 blocks, is the church where I learned about God. It's a church that my family still attends today. About 9 blocks up from here was where my grandfather, with a 6th grade education, having returned home from the war, with $3,000 in a dream, started a business. About 11 blocks up from that, my family continues to perpetuate that dream that started in 1955. So all up and down this street and in this community, my family has lived the American dream. Last year, when we made the decision, and I say we because our family makes decisions together, we made the decision